a message that I had not planned to film, to deliver. I was working on something else to do with goals since we're in January. However, I don't know what's happening. I seem to be surrounded by people suffering from heartbreak, breaking up, and what's not, and so I just felt compelled to send something out there to do this for anyone out there. Maybe you're going through a bad breakup, whatever that may be. Your partner's sort of broke up with you, or your partner pulled out, or you decided to break up, whatever the case might be. This is for you. If you are there right now and you are alone, you are hurting, you're wondering why me, why this. You may even be blaming yourself. You may be thinking of hurting yourself. Whatever the case might be, this is for you. So yeah, the first thing I want to tell you is that you are at the right place at the right time. There is no mistake being made. This is exactly in the movie of your life, if you want, if I can find a way to illustrate this. In the movie of your life, you are exactly where you're supposed to be. Okay? It may not feel like that, but I want you to trust me on this one. This is how it is meant to be. This was meant to be, and there is no mistake being made out there. So I want you to take a deep breath with me. Inhale. Count till 10, and then exhale and repeat after me. I am at the right place at the right time. This is meant to happen. Okay, and I want to encourage you then. I want to encourage you. The first thing I want to encourage you to do is to take charge of this situation, is to take control, to gain back some control over the situation. I want to remind you that you are a victor. You are a conqueror. You are not a victim. Okay? And in true victor style, in true winner style, in true conqueror style, I want you to understand that in every situation there is the parts that we can actually control. There is the part that we can only influence, and there is the part that we can do absolutely nothing about. Okay? And unfortunately, the things that you can't control or influence is you can't force someone who has decided not to be with you, or someone who cannot be with you for whatever reason. You cannot force them to be with you. That's something that we cannot do. Okay, so we need to understand that. But the good news is there is so much more that you can control. There is so much more that you can do. There's so much more that you can sort of take charge of. Okay, and the first thing that you can control, by the way, I'm giving these tips in no particular order, but the first thing that you can control is to better yourself. Use this time alone. By the way, I'm just going to put a note out there as a, by the way, now is not a good time to be jumping into another relationship. Okay, you need to do some work first. Okay, so back to what I was saying. The things that you can control is the first thing, or one of the things that you can control, is to better yourself. Use this time alone. Use this interval, if I can call it that, to better yourself. To better yourself spiritually, better yourself in terms of your mind, and better yourself physically. Now is a good time to evaluate and take some steps to sort of improve, where you can improve. There's always room for improvement. We're all here with one of the purpose we have is to grow as individual. So there's always an area where growth, is required, is more urgent. So concentrate on growing yourself, on becoming a better version of yourself. So develop your mind. Was there any lesson learned from this? What can I learn from this? What can I get from? Did I play a part in this? But we're not talking about blaming yourself. We're talking about, there's a difference between blame and taking responsibility. You know, when you're blaming yourself, it has that negative element into it. But I want you to focus on maybe taking responsibility for what you have done. We learn from it and we move on. Okay. So, you know, was there any lesson learned? But most importantly, you know, what new things can I learn to better myself? Also, spiritually, you need to grow. You need to, you need to heal. You need to develop, nurture your spirit. Okay. So this is praying, reading relevant material. If you need more information on that, inbox me, DM me, whatever. But nurture your spirit, nurture your body. You know, it's a good time to start exercising. Exercise is not just good because we lose weight and we get fit, but it's also good for the mind. It's also good for our stress level. So again, exercising, even if it's just walking, it will contribute to the healing process. It would speed up the healing process. So develop yourself, your mind, your spirit, your body. Also, another thing that you can control is to be useful. Make a point of being a blessing even in the midst of this challenging situation. There is always, as long as you have hope, as long as you have life, there's always hope, and there's always a way to be a blessing. So find a worthy cause, something that is close to your heart, and reach out to be a blessing to someone else. What would I do? What would this achieve? Number one, it would give you some perspective. If you're going through a breakup and you think things are really bad, and this is not me dismissing your current pain, but hear me out. If you're going through a breakup and you think that it's the end of the world, try befriending someone in hospital who's dealing with, illness, sickness, or try working with the homeless, or try sort of reach out to those who are less fortunate than you and aim to be a blessing. It will give you some perspective. It will also give you a sense of purpose. Okay, it would give you a sense of usefulness and purpose. And I believe that that's another reason why we are here. Well, the first reason is to grow, but the second reason is also to be useful, to be a blessing. You know, I'm always saying we're blessed to be a blessing. So even in the midst of your challenge, be intentional. You know, this is what the winner's mind, the victor's mind is about. So be intentional about making a difference into someone else's life, despite what you may be going through yourself. The fifth point I want to make is that just because you are alone, you don't have to feel lonely. So I want you to spend time with yourself, enjoyable time with yourself. Enjoy your own company. This is what I believe. If you cannot enjoy your own excuse me if you can't enjoy your own company, why should someone else want to be with you? I need some water. Excuse me. If you cannot enjoy your own company, why would someone else want to be with you? You know, so enjoy your own company. You know, do fun stuff with yourself, you know, by yourself. Watch Netflix, watch YouTube, listen to music, go out, travel, do things, do fun stuff by yourself. Fall in love with yourself again. I'm hoping this makes sense. You know, I'm a firm believer that if you can't be happy with by yourself, you're never going to be happy with anyone else. This is something I strongly believe in. So find interesting stuff to do with yourself. Go to museum, go to galleries, find something to do based on the your interest. There's always something that you can do. The sixth point I want to make is I want to encourage you to do something that you've never ever done before in your life. Okay, challenge yourself to do something that you've never done before. What would that achieve? One, it would boost your self-esteem. It's very good for your self-esteem. But the second thing it would do it would challenge that belief in you. It will make you believe that everything is possible. It will make you realize, rather, that everything is possible. But it will also challenge you, challenge some of the lies you may have told yourself. For instance, that, oh, you cannot live without that person, or you cannot possibly survive this phase of your life, or, you know, it's impossible for you to pass this. And so doing something that you've never done before, hopefully will contribute to change that belief, and it would help you to see that you know, everything is possible. It will also help you to consider other options in life that perhaps you'd never sort of considered before. So finally, I want to encourage you, I want to reassure you that no matter how bad it may be right now, you would come out of this stronger, better, greater. Okay. And it you know, if you will become a better version of yourself. And if that person, you know, could not see it, or if that person could not appreciate you for who you were, it doesn't diminish at all your worth. And it just means that this better version of you would be you know, someone better would come along to who would be more appropriate, more suitable for this better version of you. I hope this last bit made sense. But basically, all I'm trying to say is that as you come out, as you now become this better version of yourself, hopefully someone better suited for you would come along. In any case, remember, even in the midst of all this, in the midst of your pain, in the midst of, you know, the heartbreak, you are blessed to be a blessing.